What up? What up? What up? Welcome to another episode of Hourglass Talks. Boy, Mike Lowry, Tay Sears. Good morning. Tay, how you doing?
What's happening?
Had it, man. You doing all right?
Big chillin', man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. So, hey, we were on the phone yesterday, and you had called me, and you were like, "Yo, like, I want to talk about, like, can I talk to you about coaching or whatever?" And I was just like, "Yeah, what's up?" And you were like, "When I was at Northside, you were telling me when I was at Northside, I was already talented. I was good, and you kept like you're going in a direction like what helped me out was having a good coach, and it wasn't that the coach knew what he was talking about. Coach took the time to build a relationship with me as a player on and off. I almost said on and off the court, on and off the field, and it
Yeah.
was like from then on, it was like I had a different drive when I got on the track to do something for him. It was bigger than me. Or when you were talking, it was bigger than you. It wasn't just Tay Sears on the track. It was, all right, coach invested in me as a player on and off the track. So I got to give something. I got to give him a return on his investment. So
Right, yeah.
there's a lot that goes into that. Can you elaborate? Because that's all you told me, and I was thinking, I was like, what does he mean by that? Like, I just want to know, what does that mean when a coach, you know, puts in the time to get to know you, whether it's on the track or off the track, or on the court, off the court, no matter what sport. Like, what does it mean when a coach wants to, get to know you?
Yeah. So for me, like I said, when I was at Northside or when I was in high school, I was good. I was good enough to get to college. Let's say that. I was good enough to get to college. That's a lot. A lot of people don't make it to the level that I made it to. So when I got to college though, when I got to college, I wasn't good enough to be able to compete at a high level. It was good in high school, but once I got to the big boys, what I did in high school, it was nothing. So when we're talking, so when I got to college, what helped me out was, like you said, not the fact that my coach was just such a great coach. I mean, he was a good coach, but what really helped me out was the fact that he took the time to get, to embed in me, to be honest. And he did that simply by being honest, because I thought I was going to come in into college, dominate, go about my business, take my degree, go run professional, and be like, hey, this is what I do. But when I got to college, it was really a reality check because I wasn't as good as I thought I was. I was in the back. I was getting beat up every practice. It was bad. Like it was very humbling. But
Humbling.
my
Yeah.
coach told me my coach told me out his mouth that I would never ever be good on this level if I didn't. Well, his exact words, he said, "Son, you'll never be good at this level if you don't get comfortable with being uncomfortable."
Oh, that's
So
important.
what he did was put me in situations that was going to make me uncomfortable. I can remember being at a banquet with him, and he said he was telling me that this guy was the CEO of it was like the United States Track and Field Coaches Association, and he was like, yeah, he went to Western, go talk to him. And I'm like, I don't want to go talk to him. But it was one of those things to where it was like, no, I'm not asking you to go talk to him. I'm telling you, go talk to him. Like, about what? He's like, go talk to him. Like, it's not about you figure that out. So he was doing stuff like that, putting me into situations that was going to make me very uncomfortable. And because I could tell that he cared about me, the least I could do was go out there and dominate on the track. So that helped build my confidence, not just off the track. I mean, not just on the track, but off the track as well. Not just my head coach, my assistant coach, and my strength and conditioning coach. Coach Hall, Coach Johnson, Coach Jenkins, three best coaches I've ever had in my life, because what they taught me
Respect.
on the field, in the weight room, what they taught me there, everything they taught me on the field and in the weight room carried off the field and outside of the weight room. It taught me how to live life, to be honest. So it's important. I personally think it's important to have a coach like that, because when you have a coach if you're a coach and your athlete is willing to run through a wall for you, it don't matter how good of a coach you are. You know, you're gonna go a whole lot further when your athletes respect you, than just because you're just such a great coach with the X's and O's. There's a lot of coaches that's good with the X's and O's that can't win nothing.
So, that's good that you say that. So, just to elaborate, as a coach, not only should they invest to get to know you, form a relationship with you, but you said something, they should put you in uncomfortable situations. So in other words, they should push you to a limit to where you don't want to be at. They're going to push you to whatever limit you're at. They're going to keep pushing you because we know after every level of adversity, you get to a next level and it's going to get harder and harder and harder. So you're saying as a coach, your coach should always push you no matter what and never let you get comfortable?
Yes, every time, because bro, if you can handle being pushed to your quote unquote limit or push further than you think you can go as an athlete, that's just gonna make you that much better as an employer or that much better as an entrepreneur. You know, when things get tough out in the real world, you
Right.
know, because the athlete world is real small. Things can get tough, but athletics don't last forever. So what's gonna happen when you go out into the real world? You know, as a boss, as a manager, same thing. I think it's important that you push your employees, get to know your employees, versus just, hey, go do this, hey, go do that, hey, go do that. Think about how many companies out there would be so much better if the relationships between the employees and the bosses were like this.
Yeah.
How much better it would be.
It's good that you said that because I had an opportunity to talk to Richard's football team, and that was one of the messages that I told them. And what I said, I was like, look, getting out here on the field and getting on the line and running wind sprints, that's easy. I mean, you get tired, you quit. The bad thing is if you quit, you're going to build that habit for everything that you do, because how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
But I was telling them, I was like, yo, losing a game is easy. Coach yelling at you is easy. But what's going to happen when you go out there and get a job and you do something wrong? You get fired. And when you get fired, it's different. You can't pay your bills when you get fired. If you have a family, you can't support them. So I was like, look, the habits you're building on this field, you're going to carry them out to life, to the real world. So when you're in the classroom and, you know, you're struggling or whatever and you're not asking help, like, you're building bad habits to when you get to the real world. And when your boss wants you to do a specific task and you don't know how to do it, and now you're afraid to ask for help, that might lead into you getting fired, and that might lead to a whole bunch of worse things than just getting yelled at on the field or failing the test. So I was like, that's funny you say that, because I was like, that's the biggest message in terms of sports, because like you said it's gonna end regardless.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna end. Like, whether you make it professional, whether you get cut at your high school football, basketball team, it don't matter. Like, it's gonna end. So the habits you build are very important in turn, like when you're playing sports, because how you do anything is how you do everything.
bro. One thing that really helped, that I really enjoyed with my as an athlete to a coach athlete relationship with my as an athlete to a coach athlete relationship is the fact that I was able to challenge my coaches and they didn't get defensive about, coach, why am I doing this? You know, hey, why? If they say, hey, do this, it's okay to say, ask your coach why. Now, there's a time and a place, definitely, but it's okay to challenge your coach. You know, if you're not getting playing time, it's okay to ask, coach, why you're not playing? You know, it's okay to express that you should be able, you know, you should be getting playing. It's okay to challenge your coach and make him or her give you answers. It's okay to do that, as well as your manager, whoever, you know. But we live in this world where we put too much respect on people that have higher authority than us, quote unquote higher authority. You know, we the same people. You may, emphasis on may. You may know a little bit more than me, but we're the same people. So I can ask you why, you know, and I should expect an answer. And that goes, that was something else that really helped with the get comfortable with being uncomfortable thing and formed me into who I am today.
And
my coach allowed
to back
me
you
to
up on
challenge
that, what you said, to ask questions, or like depending on what the situation is, don't be afraid to ask questions, because a lot of people in this world want to become a leader, but they don't want to be a good follower. And every great leader started as a good follower, and every good great follower, they listened and they asked questions. They quote unquote challenged authority because they wanted to know why they were doing what they're doing. And most of the people in this world, for example, if their boss should tell them to do this, that, and the third, they're just going to go do it without knowing the why behind it. And therefore, they might never get to that quote unquote leader position, or they have that authority. So in terms of player coach, eventually you're not going to play forever, but some players do become coaches. And you know that from experience. You coached at a high level. You coached the college level, and you played at the college level. So that's like your field. You know exactly. But you were a good player and a good student of the game, which transitioned you being a good coach, because you coached some guys that I think you told me that broke some of your school records because you helped them get to that point, being their coach, also being the player. So you know how to bridge that gap. But that's our time, man. Tay, I appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next episode of Hourglass Talks. Hey, y'all, whatever it is you want to do today, right now. All you got is now. Do it now. That's my message. Tay, have a blessed one. Tell the kids I say good morning.
Peace, mother. Gotcha. Hopefully they stay asleep for another hour or two.
All right, bro.
All right, bro.